Well, hello there. It's your boy Fury, and like I said in the body of this letter, this one's gonna be right off the cuff. I was watching a few things today and listening to a few things. I mean, actually, as I was moving around the house, as I was working out at the gym, and it was a long stream with involving Obsidian and his response to a certain content creator who goes by, I believe her name is Kimberly Nicole Foster. She has for Harriet 619, and this is somebody I referred to in the past as a Tijuana 5 when it comes to her body type. And she got really upset. She's one of these feminists who actually hates black men, which is about the majority of black feminists do. I haven't met one black feminist who had love for us. So anyway, this woman, and they are the devil in angels clothing. They some of the meanest people you can think about, because a lot of them don't have to be ignorant. They try to be dainty and well spoken, but at the same time, the most dainty acting and the well spoken women are some of the most evil you can encounter in general. I don't care what race she is. They're some of the most evil you can encounter, and you can take that to the bank. So my whole aspect is, after listening to this whole thing, she goes on to try to use Obsidian's 15-year relationship, his lady he's been with for 15 years, as a means to, because Miss Brown Sugar went on a weight loss journey and got herself to what she wanted it to be, and something that Mamiya actually found more enticing. But do you think he put a gun to her head? No man has the power to put a gun to your head to make change. But at the same time, most of us have a preference for a woman who takes care of herself. So you got to understand something, ladies. Not all ladies. Don't even try it with me. You got to understand. You have to put in work. And I think, speaking of putting in work, you got to understand something that I believe, was it Malice said in Hot Damn, they song. He like, I understand that the envy is part of the game, but make no mistake, you and I, we are not the same. You can't grow, and you can't have this whole perception. I'm not envious of none of you women out there. You can do things that men can't do, but we all play integral roles throughout this system called life. It's funny how a lot of you grow up without men in the goddamn house, but then you turn around and you try to court like you are a man. We don't give a damn about your degrees. And I feel a lot of women in the black community, like I said in my video about Nicole Lewis, Mrs. AKA Shabri Rolls 2.0, like I said in the video, I feel a lot of them go put themselves in ridiculous amounts of debt and take the easy way out. Don't want to do, like somebody actually said, I can't even take full credit for this. You take the easy way out, but as long as you got that paper, you can hold it over a nigga's head. But guess what? Who's really holding it over whose head? Hold it over your own. You in how much amount debt and you're a barista at Starbucks? Fuck out of here, man. I wanted to talk. I'm not going to even go into a full tangent on this one. My main thing, I said in my last video that I was going to probably bring up this whole thing with Ace Metaphor versus Isaac Hayes III, which is basically the son of the late R&B singer Black Moses, Isaac Hayes. So I'm going to just call him as Isaac since he's Isaac Prime, okay? Since his father's no longer here. And he's currently working in the media to get more of a how can we say, it's just water, to get more of a funding or more of a format where we monetize our content. So just because he's trying to get content more monetized for black content creators and content creators in general, my whole thing is that you can't basically, he held Ace Metaphor to task because Ace Metaphor makes biased content. And it's the truth. You never, like, and I've actually watched numerous times in my own timeline on Facebook, women that I went to school with, women who are married, post his 1 minute videos. And he's trying to explain to Isaac Hayes III that, the content, the context is off. I'm like, no, you don't put out these videos. You hand make these yourself. You admitted to this man, you admitted to Isaac that this content was basically your personal feelings about something. I am so sorry that you didn't have a dad in your life. But bruh, my biological father wasn't in my life due to his own choices, due to the things he wanted to do, due to illnesses and all this other stuff that he was hiding from everybody that I didn't find out until I was about 40 years old. That was about 5 years ago. So miss me with that. I had positive male influences. I don't need to make content talking about why my daddy was never there, because I had people who was there. So now you projecting both your daddy issues and the fact that by your own minutes you were a dog ass motherfucker. Now you projecting all of that onto other men because you feel a certain way. You got guilt in your life. You were miserable. You put women through misery. So nobody would know better than your fucking trifling ass. Your supposedly formerly trifling ass would know better than anybody else. So now you're projecting on all men because you are catering to a demographic of women who don't want to take accountability for themselves. Who, even if they are in situations in marriage, they in relationships or marriages, they still are looking for somebody to make them feel good about themselves. Because, you got some couples where, yeah, she knows he's right. She knows that her man, her boyfriend, her husband, she knows he's right on this situation, a particular subject, but she don't want to admit it, or it hurts her so bad to admit that a man is right. Let's get into that as well at some time. How a lot of women cannot take an L from dating, from just basically just being wrong about the situation. I had an ex actually curve her lips and tell me that she's never wrong. And when I called her out on that, she tried to be like, oh, I just was playing when I say that. I don't really mean that. She said that, but she continued on. Her actions never changed. So your words don't mean shit to me. Just like his really don't mean shit to me. But it's something Mamiya said. You don't rely on people like him. Don't beg people like him to actually be fair and balanced. He working on, he dealing with shit. He's projecting on everybody. See, I go through shit. I'm gonna tell you this now. I'm a blue collar man. I go through shit. I don't have to be on here begging a bunch of women who call themselves 8s and 10s when actually you divide that by 2. I ain't got to be begging for none of this. I don't. Because that's very unbecoming of a person to beg for another person. And I've always been taught, if you have to rip somebody's attention away from someone, they not really that into you. Hell, some women will tell you themselves, if they don't want to hear you talk or they interject and they constantly argue with you, they don't respect you. Because if she respect you, she will listen to what you have to say and she will offer honest criticism. And it will not be something like, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to do this. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that and stuff. Oh, suck it up. This is the whole mentality. You know, we already hear that from a lot of these poem colored people out here. Every time something comes up with us and we can hold them to task for some sort of atrocity or some slight that is clear evidence to, they always tell us to suck it up. We not our ancestors, and you're not yours either. I'm like, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that. We hear that enough from poem colored people. Now, I gotta come home as a black man and hear it from my own girlfriend or my wife. Come on, bro. Come on. So, going on, back on the subject of Ace. Ace, bro, I don't want you to change your content at all. But don't sit there and lie to us about it. You basically chose feelings over facts. Because when Isaac Hayes III was hitting you with statistics, according to the Pew Research, that actually showed that black men are the best dads. You like, well, I don't know that. You just basically omitted. You said it before. You don't know what that is to be like. So you just projecting from a hurt place. You're selling victimhood and oppression to women. This, and also he went on a live podcast yesterday and started talking about, oh, you know, black men had it hard, but black women right there too had them hard with them. We're not saying they don't have it hard, motherfucker. We're saying we both had it hard. Pick yourself up along with us. Stop putting it strictly on our shoulders, and then you're the first one to complain about it, and you ain't lifting a goddamn finger to fix the situation along with us. You want us to fix your problems and our problems too. And I'm gonna tell you, at the end of the day, my problems come before yours. Yours should come before mine. But if you're in a relationship with one another, y'all should be each other's rock and best cheerleader. So yeah, if you want him to comfort you, you gotta comfort him. The fuck is going on here today? Yeah, I don't know. So he sat there for a long time, and I just was like, you know what? I'm already bald as is. I'm Professor Bald. Listening to Ace Metaphor fucking formulate the bullshit that he was formulating, I thought all of us was gonna leave. It needs to. I don't have to get my head shaved, but that's fucking with him. That's what it felt like. And I'm like, this is why you can't ask a lot of guys who are in it for the monetary gain to be the person that you want them to be. There's people are listening to that I listen to who are in it for the monetary gain, but they don't want parrots. They don't want people who 100% agree with them. There's a few content creators that I rock with who said that would ruin the dynamic, and the fans and the people who subscribe and donate will see through that. He's like, I attract a certain fan base, and I don't want somebody up here that's just gonna be like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Why are we here? If I'm saying that, why are we here on this live stream together if I don't have somebody to have a rapport with and have a mind of their own? And then we can agree to disagree without it getting heated. What? Why am I here? I could do this shit by myself. That's the case if I'm doing it with somebody, if I'm doing a show with a yes man. I know I'm talking theoretically because, of course, it's just me here. But I'm talking about if I'm on a show with or live stream with somebody, I don't want somebody up there like, oh, that's right, Fury. Tell them you are absolutely correct. I hear you. Go ahead. Nobody wants that. See, a lot of sisters only want that shit when it's somebody telling them they're right about themselves. Oh hell, even if the dude looks good enough, he can dog her out. I mean, let alone their reaction to Derek action with other women Jackson, their reaction to him actually liking him more since he came out as a philanderer. And I could bet any amount of money why it's the case. You know, we already know it goes without saying. A lot of these women like dudes who, you know, like a certain YouTuber from Philly says, dishonest, disloyal, dishonorable. But beyond that, they allowed him to dog out because he looks a certain way. He looks a certain way. That's what it is. Let a dude who looked like Biggie without Biggie's bank account do some shit like that. Yeah, alright. Let a dude under 6 feet who looked like Biggie do some shit like that. It ain't gonna fly. We all know that. We all know that's the case. We know that. So we're not even fooled. Boy, I'm parched. And it's not even hot in here, it's just dry. It's just dry, cold air up here. But spring is almost here. We are 4 days away from official spring, and the weather, you know, the weather doesn't just magically change the first day of spring. Hopefully it progressively get better within the next 2 weeks, but I don't even know anymore, y'all. I really don't know what is going on today. We have a lot of people who just want to be in sustained, healthy relationships in Black America. And basically, a lot of normal guys, average guys, don't have anywhere to go to talk about it. We got a lot of people who got channels who don't make content or have respect for men who are blue collar. They talk about that because they need your blue collar donations, but they don't really respect you as that, because we wouldn't be hearing about this super high value thing all the time. Somebody told me, some dude from Cali that I'm subscribed to told me, he's like, look what you do for a living, Fury. You are high value. Because these same homely looking chicks who do a channel like For Harriet will get up there like they did and tell you that it ain't all about looks and it ain't all about money. But then they go on and say something and call someone who criticized their content a evil little man. You kept calling him little because he, by admittance, is under 6 feet. But looks and stuff don't mean nothing. Oh, that mean you were talking about yourself, right? Because you have no hips, you have no titties, you don't have a flattering body, and you were so upset that on the thumbnail he put you here and he put Brittany Renner here. And it wasn't, I don't care if Brittany Renner was full on black. Brittany Renner with that body and her symmetrical beauty will outdo you any day, and it got nothing to do with the skin tone. But yet you was trying to use that against, you was trying to play the race card. You was trying to play that, and you, like many other black feminists, fall victim to the biracial. You think yourself beneath a biracial. What would you say if Brittany Renner's mother was black also, like her father was, but she still came out the exact same way? Could you use that again? Or are you going to say it's the skin color, the light skin? Truth be told, personally, light skin don't do shit for me. You know why? Because batshit crazy is batshit crazy. The fuck, man? Batshit crazy is batshit crazy. But yet, you play victim when it's convenient. But actually, you crying out for attention because, like I said on the live podcast many weeks ago, like months ago, and I've been saying to this day, you look like a Tijuana 5. your body type. You're not even, your face isn't even that bad. You are actually not bad looking at all in the face. But your physique compared to Brittany Renner's, God damn it, we gotta tell the truth on this one. You are built like a Tijuana 5. And if you go down to the south of the border, not all the women down there look like Salma Hayek. Okay? Salma Hayek is a rare breed. Most of the women down there don't have the booty like what's the adult film actress from Mexico? Sophia something. Anyway, I forgot Sophia's name. Sophia got booty. Not all of them built like that. All of them are just usually whoomp, and under 5'3". That's the reality of it. I had my coworker is from down there, and he was like, yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. So I'm like, you built like that, and I can understand why you have an inferiority complex, because men find women who look like Britney attractive over you. It has nothing to do with skin color. The same way how somebody who will not let go and let God with their hairline, like Myron Gaines, just because he has money, will be found more attractive than me. It's just the way it is. I deal with it. I'm a grown ass man. It is what it is. But truth be told, if you in the exact same tax bracket as somebody as your male counterpart, if y'all in the same tax bracket and you still look down and frown on him, which a lot of you do, because you always thinking that you can do better. You always boxing, trying to box outside of your weight class. You're a welterweight. You trying to get you a heavyweight baller, and you come in there and you already got your spectators. A lot of them still in diapers. And you think a heavyweight baller is going to look at you like, wow, that's what I want. That's not the case. And I'm not even a heavyweight baller. I'm just saying, I'm being realistic. As me as a light heavyweight, I would say, yeah, light heavyweight or middleweight, whatever you want to call me, I don't want to deal with somebody in the category that got kids who are from a toxic relationship. Now, see, there's a difference, and I want to explain this because a lot of women like to use this against us and say that you're dating, you still end up with a single mother. I was like, look at my age demographic. I'm realistic. I'm not delusional. I'm 44 fucking years old. Most of the women are going to have children already. But a woman who's divorced will get more leeway with men than somebody who was never worthy of marriage but only worthy of being cummed inside of. Somebody who, it's a big difference. Like, it's somebody I went to school with. This female here she's separated, divorced from her husband. She has all her children by them. We both 44 going on 45. Oh, I would. You know why? Because she a quality woman. But my thing is, I'm not here saying that realistically, like, don't leave them. They're unmatchable. I'm not one of those type of guys that say that. But a lot of you who run your mouth the most are the ones who've never been married. Whereas somebody who's been married before, she just living her life. She living her life. She good. She good. There's a big difference. There's a big difference. But it's something I said earlier in the video I think yesterday. When you 0 for 3, I mean, when you 0 for 3, when you're not feminine, you're not fit, or you're not friendly, like a certain image consultant who's no longer with us used to say, and I'm not just saying it to parrot him because I soullessly believe in what I'm talking about. It's true. You don't know how many times I've actually been with somebody and they gave off really rude, niggerish vibes to me. And the crazy thing was, they were beautiful women, but their attitudes were very masculine and niggerish. Like, so she was basically 1 for 3. She was fit. Well, not she wasn't fit like I am, like a female was. She couldn't even bench press a 45-pound the bar without any weight on it, or curl a 5-pound weight. But she was not overweight. She wasn't friendly, and she wasn't feminine. She just looked the part. That's 1 for 3. That's no good. See, to me, I feel out of those 3 key points, each one of them is 33.3 and 0.30. I mean 33.3, 0.3, whatever, comes up to 100. And this average world of people, a lot of us are just average folks. I'm willing to deal with a good 60 to 70%, because I don't see myself as some super guy who has who check off all these marks. I'm not one of those people. I'm not arrogant. I'm not delusional like that. And me having to constantly say that makes it sound like I'm selling it. I'm dead ass serious. I'm dead fucking serious. I ain't got nothing to lie about in this situation. Because I want the right people to be in my life, not luring people here and then I disappoint them or they disappoint me. That's the thing also. So back on the numbers here. That equals, if you got those 3 facts, those 3 things going for yourself, or you got 2 of those 3 things, and I'm sorry, you don't have to be, I'm going to be honest with you. I know I like to stay in decent shape, but you don't have to be somebody who, how can I say, goes to the gym 5 times a week. But you got to at least compensate for your lack of gym going with how you take care of yourself, meaning you got to stop eating so much, boo-boo. That's the easiest thing to do. You too pretty. You too pretty to pick up a weight. Did you know that diet's like 70% of your progress? Did you know that? Please. And every time you tell them that, oh well, you know what? Somebody told me that I used to work with, black female I used to work with. I mean, I love my pork chops. I want to just eat whatever I want. I can't be with somebody like you. I'm like, okay. You come to work stinking, because she did. I'm not going to say the name. She came to work smelling kind of, and you weren't, she was built like Kimberly Forster, but she had more love handle. So how you already built like this, and then you got the muffin top as well. You're not even heavy. See, Kimberly Forster's not obese. She's just not built flattering. You built like that, you got love handles, but you telling me you can be with somebody like me. Okay, fine. Because I damn sure ain't gonna be with somebody like you. First off, you wash your ass. 2, I just explained why 2 is the case. You want to eat what you want, and you don't think your body gonna catch up with you. We get older. I have to train differently now. I can't be doing these deadlifts and these squats and everything. Truth be told, I got arthritis. When the MRI told me I had arthritis, I'm like, shit. That's what that pain is? I was like, oh God, I'm too young for this. And I realized I've had it for like a decade. and didn't even realize it. And I've developed the urge to train again, which I have been training. Now I'm working on core stability. And me, I'm not the type of person, because when you got lower back arthritis and you doing this on the ground and everything, you're fucking your lower back up. The rigmarole of that whole thing, you're messing up your back. So what you need to understand is that you have to find, like I said, you got to find ways that work. Not everybody's workout plan is different. So it's something that Finn Balor showed Sheamus on Celtic Warrior Workouts. If you don't know who they are two WWE wrestlers. Yes, wrestling. So these guys rely on their body to pay the bills. They rely on their strength and their fitness to pay the bills. So listening to somebody who actually looks like they don't eat a carb a day in their life and tell you that, yes, I do eat some carbs, but it's a lifestyle change. Something that I've been telling people for a long time, it's a lifestyle change. This is more the reason why I don't like women relying on surgery without lifestyle change. But anyway, going on to this, core stability is different. You ever tried? He showed me that you can do farmer's carries, which is when you carry with one arm and you walk a distance and back, switch to the other arm, walk it with a weight or a kettlebell. You do farmer's carry with the hexagon barbell. You do farmer's carry, double ones, military presses, bench presses, rows or bent over rows and things, and you do it mostly with one weight on each side. See, I didn't realize what my core was lacking, because try taking a 45-pound barbell and putting only weight on one side. Now, I put 10 pounds on it because that's what I feel comfortable with, because I have to strengthen the core. So if you lift it here, if you lift it on this side, this core is firing because you wouldn't keep the weight balanced. Let alone, so all the weight is on this side, and you're keeping it like that, and you're doing 5 to 6, and then you go around the other side and you switch, and then all of a sudden this side has the weight and you're using this side of the core, and you're doing that 5-6 times. Then you go and you do a carry. Oh, it does work. Okay, just making sure. And then you go do a carry with a 45-pound weight on one side, and you walk in. You have to use the core to try to stabilize and get it across. And then once you get to the other side, you turn around and you switch. And all of a sudden, the weight's on that side, and then you're carrying it back. You do those 2 exercises as a superset 5 times, and then you get a 45-pound kettlebell or 20 kilos, and you take a heavy band and you put it through the loop, and then you walk with it. And when you're walking with it, it's basically here, and you trying to keep your core stable, because the whole thing is not to keep it banging against your leg. You're using your core muscles, and it's dangling from a rubber band, which is a heavy resistance band. You switch, and then you go across like that. You're doing that. Now imagine that. You're using your core muscles or so, and you're not on the ground. You're strengthening your overall core. You know, everybody's only caught up in just having a 6-pack. You can get that mostly through diet. Core strength. So after you do those 3 exercises, which is the military press, will alternate in one weight on each side, using your core to stabilize you. And then on that side, using the core to stabilize you, doing the farmer's carries and everything. 3 exercises. You go over to the bench, the bench press, and you do I put a 25-pound weight on just one side. I kid you not. Trying to lift off with a 25-pound weight with just one on the side, nothing on that side, I feel like I'm gonna tip over. Now, note that I can bench press about 225 pounds to collectively because I'm relying on both sides of my body. Now, with just a 25-pound weight on there alone, it will humble you. And as I go on, hopefully my core builds strong enough where I can go to a 35-pound weight. So you do that. You alternate. You do about 8 to 10 reps with just using this side of your body as the weights on the side. You got the full barbell, but you're using this to stabilize because that one doesn't have the weight on it. So you trying to stabilize it, and you like this, and you doing that, and you doing a bench press. So you activate, and your core is involved, and then you get up, put the weight on the other side. Now the weight's on this side, and you're struggling with it too. Then you stabilize, and you do 10, and then you go to a bent over row. Same thing with a weight on just one side, and you here, and you do the row here, and you do the row here to about 10 of them. Then you switch over, and now the weight's on this side, and you're doing the same thing here. Now, you superset those, do those about 5 times, and then the final kicker is getting something to put your feet on. Now, you know, like the slide plates. So when you do the exercises, these round plates. So when you on the turf, you could do like mountain climbers, and you keep your feet on the ground, and because they got they like the plastic plates that you can put your feet on top. The thing is, go there, and you go down to the turf if you got that at your gym. All of a sudden, you put your feet, both feet on each one of those, both tip of the toes, and you put yourself in a planking position, and you walk. You drag yourself in a plank position, holding your core still across the turf. And then once you get to that end, you go backwards in that exact same position, and that's how you finish it. He called it the Fitly workout. I kid you not. I did it for the second time this week, and the second time ever, and it feels great. My core, I tell you, my lower back has never felt better in quite some time. And I'm actually strengthening my core because my doctor told me my core lacked. And you know why I hated doing core? Because my back arthritis that I was telling you about, my lower right. Now I found a way where I could actually get fundamentally stronger, and because it involves your core, all of your power come from your core. They even say in martial arts, a lot of your power comes from your core. So the core is important. So now I'm finding ways to strengthen it without having to be down on the ground and aggravate my arthritis. Great. And why I went on this whole tangent is to show you because I actually am looking to inspire to try to keep myself in shape. And you think if a guy's going through all this just to stay upright and age gracefully, he wants you to be just some lazy fat ass who just wants to eat more and just want to be accepted the way she is. Meanwhile, you got all the smoke for us. We got our path, everything, progression has to be to your specification. You really think we want to risk it all for somebody like that, especially in America, the land of no fault divorce? I actually had to message Abba and preach about it because they was talking about, they was getting on just Pearly things because she was like, I can't believe people break up over just chores. Y'all don't even try to work it out. And then Destiny, being the blue-haired fucker he is, the cuck he is, you gotta understand, she come home and he doesn't make any changes. I'm like, first off, I'm saying to myself, y'all defending Destiny, and because Destiny went off on her and stuff, and y'all like, well, you know, she's supposed to be, she'll know what she's talking about. I'm like, we in no fault divorce. You come home, you could have the whole house ready for her, everything clean. She will lose respect for you and still divorce you. So I'm like, y'all guys, I rock with you. You guys are funny, but on this, y'all Canadian. You're not American. You don't get it. Some good water. I'm gonna tell you now. Get you one of those Brita Elite filters because it lasts up to 6 months, and you can filter so much water. Keep it in a dispenser, like the regular dispenser. Because man, water, I need that. But it is 10 o'clock. I'm not gonna be here long because I gotta go take care of the dogs, and I gotta go to work tomorrow, and I gotta prepare some food to take with me because I work 12 to 13-hour shifts. And I gotta at least have breakfast, lunch, dinner with me. So with that being said, the Live and Fury-ous Free Flow is concluded for tonight. Thank you for listening, or if you catch this on the replay, which most people do, because I don't have a set schedule, because honestly, there's other things in life that I do. I just can't sit here and really do this. This is not my bread and butter. I have this setup here because I like having technology. I like having things. If I could show you real quick. Let's go to... Let's free this camera up. I'm going to show you guys basically my setup here. As you can see, I gotta clean up the wires because I just rearranged it. If you look up there, look, GameCube, Series X, Dreamcast, my PC right here, which the one I built myself out of these parts. And then my collection here, because I do figure collection. I love Transformers. Very true story is that series always will have a sore spot for me. It always will, because my late aunt, my only aunt from my mother's side of the family, like, I remember being into Transformers as a kid, but my mother would never buy me one. My older brother didn't care about it. He was 3 years older than me and stuff. He knew of it and stuff. Everybody knows Optimus Prime. But I wanted to see the movie, but my mother wouldn't even take me to see the movie. And she laughs about it to this day. But I told her honestly, why you wonder why I do things for Dolo more than anything, and you don't see me really trying to be around here, because for the longest time, a lot of you never was into stuff I wanted that I'm into, but I had to bend for you guys. So anyway, with Transformers, back to what I was saying. My Aunt Evelyn, the moment this movie came out to be rented at the rental store, I was 8. My aunt rented Transformers the movie for me and her eldest son, my cousin no more, and boy, I fell in love with that fucking movie, because I already loved the series. And I wasn't broken up like everybody when Optimus Prime died, because I already found out that he died. So I thought, oh, he died, but So I ended up really loving Transformers. Really has a sore spot in my heart, because my Aunt Evelyn gave me the opportunity to see the movie in some way, shape, or form, when my own mother didn't really care about me being into it, or care for anything, when it came to that. No, I'm not saying my mother took care of me and stuff. I'm just saying, as for doing stuff with her, just where, even my stepdad at the time, he wasn't gonna take me to see that. He was out shooting guns, and not as a criminal, but he was out just doing his thing. That's a story for another time. So, anyway, that stuck with me for the longest amount of time. And let me see if I can find it. I gotta have it here somewhere. There we go. And now, many years ago, when it came out on DVD, I was like, had to get this. I had to get this. Great movie. as you can see, we got, which was very misleading. I think they wanted to do that purposely as a to throw people off. Everybody thought Ultra Magnus would be the new leader, but it turned out to be Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime, which is snuck really down here. This was misleading to keep people off the trail. But anyway, that's why that series has a nice place around it, because I got to see a lot of the ones I collect appeared in this movie. And I collect them because my late aunt Evelyn, gave me that opportunity to see this movie. I wasn't able to see that movie again until many, many years later when I was 14. I love you and I miss you, Aunt Evelyn, but she's the reason why Transformers it means a lot to me. And it was from a time when me and my cousin Omar was very connected, and I personally feel that he got influenced by a lot of my other cousins who didn't have a good upbringing or a solid upbringing with their parents. So he got influenced by them and friends around him to distance himself from me. And I'm like, fuck it. Alright, I'll continue to be me. But anyway, this connects me to... That connected me to a good memory. It connects me to a great memory like that. Yeah, I know it's sentimental, but I have reason. Anyway, like I'm saying, I have to cut this one because I have things to do. I got to get ready for work. Anyway, I got to get the dogs ready to go walk them. It's been real, y'all. Have a good night. Have a good rest of the weekend. It's Friday Eve. You know what that means. Oh, man. Anyway, y'all. Peace out. Have a good night.